All right, we are live. Welcome to another Wednesday Night Live Upholstery at Joe's Custom Classics. I'm Joe, and if you've been following the channel, this is about the fifth. I think this is the fifth session we did on the '67 Charger interior in canary red. We're doing the back seats, and before I get rolling, or let some people come in, I've been doing well on Wednesday nights on upholstery. Like 3,500 people showed up last time, and I really appreciate it. I'm out here anyway, and if I can help somebody else and show them what classic car interior, it's all about, and so be it. We are loaded up on the console sewing machine, ready to go. I'm going to walk over. I'm going to show you where we're at, and I'm going to slow it down a little bit from the last time we did it. I did all the patterns off camera to save time, but I'm going to show you how I actually come up with taking the pattern off of the old seat and making a new one, and how to go about it. It's really not as difficult as some seats are a little harder than others, but it's not difficult. And the big key to doing upholstery on, especially when you're replicating something that you're trying to keep it exact, it's very important to have good patterns. And once you have your patterns set, just trust your pattern and just sew what you got in front of you. Don't, there's no guesswork there. So I am gonna let me see. Let me take you over and show you what we got going. If you're new to the channel, obviously you know what to do. If you've been following this for the past couple weeks, great. I appreciate everybody showing up. Let me show you what we got going and what we're going to do tonight. All right. Let me take the camera here. Go for a little walk. All right. So this is the seat I did last week. Okay. This would be the right side that we did last week, and that's ready to go 100%. These are the bottoms. Okay, and these were the bottoms we did, right? Okay, so tonight I want to show you how we're gonna take this filthy seat pattern here, okay, and we're gonna replicate this. Obviously, you want to do everything the best you possibly can, but we're going to replicate this and sew this up, and I want to show you how I come about it. Like I said, if you were here for the last couple times we were here, go back in my videos, you could catch up, where we're at. We started all these seats from scratch to get to this point, so I just want to break this down because this is something I kind of breezed through a couple weeks ago, and I want to take your time and show you what we're doing. Now, I peeled this off the old seat. Obviously, this is the old, okay? This is the old crappy seat cover. And what I want to do, my goal on this is to get it exact replica, basically, of it. And as you can see, I hold it down and I traced. Yes, this is the bottom, and I traced her out all the way around, and I copied my reference lines onto the vinyl, okay, all the way around. All right, that's basically step one. So when I take this and get rid of this, another thing, we're going to save this. Don't throw this out. We're going to need this for later. We're going to line up our emblem that we recreated too. That has to go right back in the same spot So I overlay this when I'm done to get my holes. I'll show you that when we finish this. All right, so here we go. Blank canvas. Now we're gonna have to take this and obviously get our spacing and our lines and everything lined up, okay, just the way we want it. So let me put the camera back on the stand and we'll go from there. All right, let's see here. All right. All right. Actually, I want to go, yeah, just like that. All right. Can we see? Everybody can see. Everybody's happy. You can see what we're doing here. Okay. I think you can. All right. Now, I got my computer. So, anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask questions, all right? Now, I'm looking to get my, I don't need this yet. I want to put my lines on first before I glue that on there. Make sure your table's. So these lines here that I got, let me see if you can see this. Should I get closer? Yeah, okay. All right, that's good. All right, so these lines here, I centered these little scratch marks. You see them here? These are going to be exact markings I took off of. I took these markings off the pattern, so they're exactly lined up the way I want them to be when I transpose that line, okay, on here. So let me just start with, and it's important you get this straight. All right, that's the center line right there, and these are just grease pencils. All right. So let me line up the first one, and I'll double check it. Yeah, that looks good. Now it's real important to get each one of these lines. You want to try to get as close to perfect as the next one. And before I even get going, I'll just double check what I got going. Yeah, it's right on the money. Okay. And they're roughly just shy of an inch each one. Just shy of an inch. So basically 7/8. All right, so let's just stick with that, 7/8. Now, one way to do this, I mean, I could take another one like this. Yeah, I like that. It's real important just to get, if you're off in the beginning, they're all going to be off. Okay, just like that. Now don't get too bent out of shape on, you know, you want to get them as close to perfect as you can, but even from the factory, they weren't exact. So I'm just trying to be. I'm just trying to be. I would say a perfectionist, but I want to get them as close as I can. Because the lines, if the lines are really good and they're as perfect as you can make them, that's your sewing guide, basically. You're sewing these lines. So it's just like making the pattern. If the pattern's off, then your end product's going to be off. Now, just sitting here, I can eyeball these within a 32nd of an inch, you know. It just takes a little bit of practice, but you don't want to get them really out of whack. So go back and check. 6 3/4. I'm out about an 8 there, so we'll fix that. You're never going to see that though on. I mean, you're not going to look down this seat because it's not contoured straight. There's curves to it. All right, that's good. All right, that should be good there. Let me flip it around. I'm right-handed, so I got to see how I'm writing these out. Yeah, that looks good like that. I mean, just go with. If you doesn't feel like it's right, just stop and measure it. You can sit and do each one. You can measure each one exact, and it's still going to be off a little bit. You're dealing with a grease pencil. I try to keep it sharp and a little sharpener, and just keep swapping them out. And just like mechanical drawing class you had, well, I don't know how old you are, but just like mechanical drawing class, you want to turn the pencil as you're writing a mark down. All right, we're almost there. Very nice. Here we go. Very nice. Yeah, that last little piece can stay out. That's good, just like that. All right, so there we go. Everybody see that? We got our pattern down. Yeah, I guess you could see that, right? We got our pattern down on the vinyl. Now, we're going to take, this is scrimback foam, okay? This is foam, 1/4 inch, but it has a scrimback, like a t-shirt back. It locks the stitch in. You have to use scrimback foam, okay? Now we're going to glue this down, and I want to have a disclaimer quick. All right. This glue, this can glue, you see here, is not any brand. Doesn't matter what brand you got. This glue is not for upholstery. This glue is going to be used. You're going to see it just to tack my vinyl onto the foam, and I'm going to sew it. It's just to hold my vinyl on the foam until I sew it. This is not for upholstery in any way, shape, or form to put this in a car that's going to hold anything, a headliner, patch panels, anything. This is not glue for that. Okay. All right, this is the glue we use for upholstery. This is upholstery glue, but I don't need it for this. This is just to hold my vinyl on the foam. Okay. So I'm just gonna give it a little shot. A little bit on here. Okay. It's just to hold that on there until I get a chance to sew it. That's all that's gonna do. Okay, that's it. All right, let that set up a little bit. That's ready to go. Now keep it is this. So this is what this looks like when you're making the patch panel. Now we're going to go sew this. So I'm going to put this up the machine here. All right, let's go over to the machine. We can get this going. Let's see if we get a better camera angle here. Yeah, that's a good one, huh? That's a good angle right there. Little Johnny Cash in the picture. Like that? Okay. Fantastic. All right. Now I'm probably going to stand up to do this, I think, because I have the foot pedal set up where I can stand up to sew. And I find out that I can sew better straight lines standing up. Okay. All right. Here we go. I can see how straight I made those lines, and that's the exact same way I want to sew these lines. So the best way to do it is we're just going to start whatever comfortable. Doesn't matter which one you start on, to be honest with you. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. All right, here we go. Oh, here we don't go. Here we go. Okay. I just let it go. Let it. You never want to go like this ever. You just let it go straight. And I lock the stitch in. Even though this is going to get cut off, I just lock the stitch in. The last thing you want to do is lose the stitch And that's a nightmare. I'd rather not do that. All right. I kind of cut everything off as I go and keep it clean, you know, best you can. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Don't be afraid. Say hello. Anybody have any questions for me, please just throw them out there. We're doing classic car upholstery. I don't know if there's any other channel that does classic car upholstery. I could be wrong. Let me know, because I haven't seen any. And it is a dying art. It is a dying. I am a dying breed, I must say. I don't do furniture. I don't do anything other than classic car, 1970 and back, roughly, upholstery. Not that I can't do a chair. I just really don't want to. I don't have... I like what I like. If you go back in my videos, I think I have 900, almost 900 videos. A lot of them are shorts, but there are a lot of full-length videos of doing some really cool car interiors. Go check them out. I do work for customers, yes. I do upholstery for customers, yes. But it's mostly just for the love of it, really. I mean, I do complete car restorations, and you know, obviously one of the things when you're restoring a car is the interior. When you're making a long pass like this, and something goes wrong, and it does, it happens, you can fix the problem and start over from where, you know, the thread broke or something. I kind of don't like to do that. I like to start from scratch, pull the whole thing back out, and start over. But you see how nice, you see that on the camera? How straight, how nice and straight they are. That's what you want, nice and straight and consistent. The front seats, the back seats, the bottom seats, they all get the same pattern. You don't want to start out with you don't want to start out at 7/8 of an inch, and by the time you get to the back seat, you're at, you know, 1 1/4 inches. I mean, these are right on the money, and you want to keep the whole thing consistent as you're going. And what a nice color! What a nice dark, rich, like a cardinal red. What did I say, canary? I think it's cardinal. I meant cardinal. Yeah. All right, let me see here. I also do a Sunday night live. Sometimes I'm not sewing though. I got guests to come on. We talk hot rods. So that's Sunday night. All right. These actually go pretty quick. You know, you want to take your time though. Keep getting them nice and straight. Sew them nice and straight. I have other projects other than the 67 Charger, but I thought it would be really cool over the past 5 episodes of doing this to see the progression of what it takes to reupholster seats. I think cars, muscle cars, particularly muscle cars, you can still, like, you can buy replica seat covers, which aren't as, I don't know. They're okay. You can get away with it. They're a little bit cheaper than doing custom work, but the older cars you can't. The older cars. When I say older cars, 30s, 40s, 50s, you know, everything has to be handmade. Even new cars, I mean, even Mustang 5-liter seats, bucket seats, I could do anything custom, but I like the old stuff, personally. Rolling right along. Now the 1/4-inch foam, okay, this is 1/4-inch. The 1/4-inch foam, as you can see, gives it a little bump, a little pop, so to speak. The thicker the foam, the more prominent that is. Some applications call for that, but most of your interiors like this, 1/4-inch is perfect. Check the bobbin. See where we're at here on thread. I get about 7 passes, maybe more. Let me see where we're at. We got more. The biggest thing, I don't want to run out of my bobbin thread on a straight run. I don't want to run out in the middle and then have to pick all the thread back out and start over. So it's important to keep an eye on that. So I'm good for another 2 passes, I would estimate. Let me check something. My analytics on my computer. Okay. Sometimes the analytics on the phone are not the same analytics on the computer. Let's do one more pass, and then I gotta change the bobbin. Alright, let me see where we're at here. So, I guess you could see that. My computer's time delayed here. So, yes, you can see that. Alright, so I'm going to finish up these last couple rows, and then you'll see the outline of the seat. It's all going to come together. This seat's relatively easy. Some of the bucket seats I've done are very, very detailed. This is a basic pattern. These were sewn on an assembly line. This was all pretty much put together real quick. These cars, late 70s, they started doing production lines like that were they always found a way to speed up production the fastest way they could. So the cars were just starting to get like how can I put it, thrown together. All those cars in the late 60s, maybe even earlier, they just started to throw the cars together. They were never meant to last. It's amazing they were making cars in the late 60s that weren't not meant to last, and they're still here. So imagine the garbage they're making today. I don't know, wait a minute, stop. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Let me check this out. How much we got left? Let's change it. Time out. We had a little bit more, but we're gonna change it anyway. All right. Throw that out. Yeah, could have made another pass, but didn't happen. It's bobbin time. Yes, it is. Can't get around it. You know, you can go with a thinner thread, which will give you more bobbin thread, but I don't know. I don't recommend that because especially with the top stitch is very thick. It's a 92 weight top stitch. I would not go with anything too like real light. This is how I do my bobbin. Usually I have a whole bunch of them set up, but might as well just show you everything. This should get me through the rest of the pattern. That's it. That's it. Voila. Your string pressure too. I could probably tighten that up a little bit. I'm going to snug this just so it's, yeah, that's good. Yeah, just so it tugs. You don't want it to be hard to pull. It's funny, I got this machine set up to where I like it. So the tension and everything, I have it just the way I want it, and that's just, you're gonna have to figure out what machine you're using, and because they're all different, you know, they're all quirky. All right, ready to go. All right. Hello everybody. Welcome. I'm just sewing. I'm doing upholstery. Now, I got the front seats to do on this car, which are basically, as you can see, it's the same pattern as the back seat. I have the carpet to do yet. The headliner was good, so we're leaving the headliner alone. But that's on the Charger. And then I have a lot of work coming up too on other stuff, but I wanted to show you is how time consuming maybe. And if I didn't have to talk to a camera, maybe it'd be quicker. I know what you're saying, but like putting this together, we're doing this over 5. This is the 5th live stream I've done on the same 2 back seats. So yeah, I could do it a lot faster if I didn't have to explain it, yada yada. Normally I have the radio blasting whatever, and I would just, you know, get it done. But I think this is more fun, I think, interacting with people. I could be wrong. Nice. Consistency is the name of the game. You want to be consistent. All right. That's gonna get. Hold on a second. Let me tie that. I messed up. I don't remember. Man, see, I'm talking. I didn't lock the thread in. If you don't lock the thread in, you're going to lose your stitch. My fault. There we go. See, I locked it. I locked it in. Now, I'm going to keep in mind, this gets sewn right across. So all the stitches are going to get locked in, and this is going to get cut off anyway. But you don't want your stitch to loosen up, because that's a nightmare, especially once it's already done. So I can't stress that enough. And make sure your stitches are locked in. Like this. There we go. Now I'm using, I have my foot pedal set up, and I have a clutch on this that's variable speed. I can crank this thing up 1,000 miles an hour, and I can make this thing go as slow as I want. And I have it cranked up decently, where, I mean, that's pretty slow, to be honest. I have the speed controller set up where I could crank through these, but I don't know. I'd rather just take your time to get them as straight as you can. All right, getting there. Yeah, I don't really know how to make upholstery exciting. I mean, it is interesting, I guess, to watch, but it is what it is. A lot of people ask me how I do some of the things I do with the lace. I paint. I put the lace on the car, and it's funny. I like to do body work, paint, and upholstery. I like motor work. I like working on the motor, welding, and all that too. But I really enjoy upholstery and paint. The only problem with body work and paint, it makes such a mess. I mean, when you're sanding and sanding and sanding, it goes everywhere. I gotta say, upholstery's pretty clean for the most part. I know I have videos on there of tearing apart an old seat, and the mouse nest was at least this big, and it was all full of mouse poop, and so that part's not fun. Nice and straight, nice and straight. What do we got here? Almost done with this pattern. Plus, you know, it's just one of those things. I'm out here. I might as well do a live stream, right? Oops. check. I gotta check the battery on this thing. What's my battery? Oh, we're good. Hold on a second. You plug in the battery here. Click. Come on. There we go. All right. All right, 4 more passes. Exciting stuff. Doesn't get any more exciting than this. Almost there. When we get to the end here, I'll show you what's next. Man, time flies. Yeah, I gotta say, I come out here and just start working out here. I put the radio on, and it is definitely therapeutic. Yep, it's like 1950, 1960. Pick a year. That's what it is. Funny, I've been around, well, I don't want to say old cars, because at one point they weren't old cars, they were just called cars. But I've been around in my whole life, and don't get me wrong, I love driving. I love taking my old car out or whatever I'm driving, and it is definitely therapeutic. I love building them just as much as I like driving them. I mean, I enjoy recreating old cars, restoring them, you know. All right. Now, if you just witnessed that, that was probably not gonna say perfect, but that was a perfect example of a seat pattern live. I did the whole thing, right? See how straight and even, you know, the best you can, right? That's the seat pattern. All right, so let me show you the next step, which we're probably not going to do tonight, but I'm going to show you what the next step is. Got my piping. I'm gonna make a whole bunch of piping. Piping is going to go. Well, I gotta run piping down both sides. I have an extension piece, if I remember correctly, on the other side. I have a little like 1-inch piece on this side, and then I have that vent I have to make on this side. Here, I'll show you. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Everybody needs visuals. It works better. It works better if you can see what's going on. All right. So we got there's my vent, the little vent piece here on the bottom. I got to recreate that, and the way these sit. Yeah. I can still tweak these, but this looks pretty straight for what I'm doing. So that's what we're doing. We're going to recreate that, and we just made this. We just made this from this. As fun and as exciting as it possibly could be. I just sewed this seat pattern, right? And that was an accomplishment. I thought that was an accomplishment for this evening. I'm gonna make the piping, and we'll put the whole seat back together. So I'll have the rear bottoms done, the rear backs done, and then don't forget, if you're taking seats apart and you're doing new upholstery, right? Don't forget to take all the little pieces of chrome and stainless and polish these up too the best you can. And then this little emblem piece too. Okay. I'm going to show you how to recreate this. And this little emblem that goes in the middle here, this is just one example. Any model, any make has these things. And I can't just do everything new and then go put this thing back on here. It doesn't match. So when I did that one on the other side, this little piece takes a little bit of takes time, because you got to heat this up, roll the edges in, crazy glue it up, and clean it up. But we'll do that maybe next week. So I plan on just doing this seat. We're going to finish up these 67 Charger seats live. Some of the stuff I guess sewing the piping is boring. I don't want to just actually matches my shirt. Sewing piping is boring. I don't want to do that on camera. But we're going to put the sides together, cut these out, and then next Wednesday night we're going to sew the whole seat back up, and we're going to install it. See what we got to do. See how much time we got. And I still got the buddy seat. I got these little seats to do, and the carpet kit for this Charger is massive. 67 Chargers, 66 Chargers had a massive interior, so we have a lot to do. Now I really don't want to put the new carpet in the car until I finish at least the body work. Not necessarily the paint, but I want to do the body work on the car before I put carpet in it, because of the overspray and all the crap that's going to get in the car. I have to pull the front windshield out. I got to pull the rear window out, put new moldings in, clean it up, do the body work. Now we're talking pull the motor. You know, that's not on the radar yet. I want to get the car on the road. I'll probably end up putting the seats in, as you see, brand new seats. I put them in the car, and because I want to get the car out this spring. It's going back on the road. The car sat for 15 years. So if you go back in the videos, you'll see I got this car, and we got it running, and I've been working at it to get it seaworthy. Brakes, you know, tires, brakes, motor. Everything's working great. It's fantastic. It's got a factory 383, 727 trans. It shifts. It stops now. It sounds good. I got the front end alignment done. All new front end parts. All new leaf springs. Every bushing you can think of. Everything has been redone. New brake, master cylinder, booster. That's all brand new. Front disc brake conversion. Obviously, all new interior. I got to do the door skins, but we got to get on to the body work. There's no sense of putting brand new door skins on a car that I got to do the body work on. So that's the plan. We're going to do more live sewing Wednesday night, even if it's just something. We're going to do something. Any questions? Oh, we got a question. Uniform and trunk liner. Yeah. But the reason I don't do that, I can do that. Like I lock them in closer to lock my stitches closer to the chalk line. I'm going to sew this across actually when I put this little extension piece on. I'm going to lock this in. I'm going to double stitch this on the back and then fold it over. This is going to get cut maybe a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch. I'll leave. I'm going to sew the crap out of that to lock that stitch in on both sides. It's a good point. You never want to lose a stitch, and knock on wood, I haven't had that happen to me. So whatever I'm doing it's working out pretty good. You do have to lock this stitch in. You don't want to lose this nice stitch this nice top stitch. You don't want to lose it. And if it comes loose, you're going to lose it. So good point. Yeah, and the material, that's another thing too. I always order extra material, not because I'm trying to save money or not trying to save money, but I have, especially on this car. This car, I ordered extra material because I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it with the car. In case I gotta fix something, I don't know. I ordered a couple more yards of this cardinal red, but normally I try to order material because material is so expensive. Foam, just to get like 2 yards of foam, it's absolutely ridiculous. I get most of my stuff, my upholstery material supplies from Albright Supply. They've been fantastic. If I put an order in on Monday, it's here by Wednesday, Thursday. It's fantastic. I think they're out of Missouri, believe it or not. I think they are. There's a couple other places I would go to, but I just stick with the one because they give me the best. They give me the best deal. They give me the best service, and until somebody else does, I'm gonna stick with Albright Supply. I don't know who else. Yeah, but you know what? California, I'm on the other side of the country, and I just ordered stuff from California. I order stuff wait a minute. Let me explain something to you. I order stuff from a lot of stuff I get from California. I ordered my bumpers from California, upholstery from car parts I get from California, and man, it just takes forever to get anything, and the cost of shipping uh, from California obviously is more expensive than the local. I'm in Eastern Pennsylvania, so when I get car parts, let's say, or anything, my my bumpers I got from California, the shipping just for the bumpers were $1,500. Um, any little thing, I just got some car parts, $50 for everything's $50. I ship out these hats. People buy these hats from me, which I really think is wonderful. But the shipping on this hat, this little hat, baseball cap, is like $12.50 for me to ship it, and I think that's I don't know if that was FedEx or UPS. I know regular mail's cheaper, but it doesn't always get there. That's the only problem. I'm getting off track. Um, yeah, I don't know where everybody else uses for upholstery material. I know there's a couple. There's a couple. I like to buy local. There's a local place by me that's it's about an hour drive though. They have everything I need in stock, and it's awesome for me because they're old fashioned. They take cash, and cash is king in my book. Um, but you know, I'll take any. If there's a better place than Albright Supply, you know, I've tried the other ones. I just like them. They seem to be quick, reasonable, and everything comes everything comes very well packed, packaged when I get it, and I get it relatively quick too. I love the scrim foam they give me, all their stuff. Yeah, all their stuff is good. But anyway, hey, thanks for everybody for stopping. Wednesday Night Live, I do this every Wednesday night if I can, and then Sunday Night Live, I also do that. We talk hot rods. I got guests that come on, and this is what I do, and I enjoy it. If you like the same thing, man, come hang out, do some sewing, talk about hot rods. I don't know. Hey, everybody have a good night. I appreciate you stopping by, and I'll see you again. Thank you.